Let's talk about another dilemma that came up last week, and this directly has to do with a committee you chaired. That committee dealt with the Sputnik V. I brought it up in reference to the first topic. Last week you were on the floor on that. The minority had actually gotten their 137 to sign a motion of censure to remove the health minister. You held a press conference shortly after to say that was bad faith. Their point is simple, that the committee you chaired made adverse findings and somebody must be held accountable. Isn't that a fair call to make?
Well, in politics, you engage and reach a consensus on a matter, and you are supposed to act in good faith. You can't eat your cake and have it. There had been certain communication between both sides, and we reached an agreement on what to do. It became obvious to us throughout our deliberation that certain funds had been paid to Al Maktoum, of which certain doses of vaccines had not been received. At the time, Maktoum breached the agreement. So our main concern was how to get the funds back. Fortunately for us, we're shown evidence of a communication between the two parties. And before we could end our report, finish our report, the funds had been sent back to government of Ghana. So there was no financial loss to the state. To me, that was critical. Issue of lack of procurement approval, non-approval, and all that.
On that, though, the minority said that he perjured himself.
Don't you see?
Before the committee.
Listen, that issue.
That he categorically told you.
Wait.
That no monies have been paid.
Wait. We played the tape. It became a thorny issue. Back and forth between my good self and my two other colleagues on the other side. So the majority leader asked the clerks to call for the tape. We listened to it together. And they came to a conclusion that the views held by them was not correct. That is how come, yes, of course.
Was there a record of this?
Of course. Check the report. That is why in the report.
I kind of sat here on Monday.
Check the report, read the report. You see, we are doing politics. But let's do it with some honor. On this report and the conduct of the NDC, permit me to go by Shakespeare's view in Macbeth, that had I but died an hour before this chance, I would have lived a blessed life. Had I but died an hour before this chance, I would have lived a blessed life. Far from this instance, there's nothing serious in mortality. I say this to them. Okay? I say this to the NDC. For them to turn around and say this about Ajimamenu, it's most insincere with the greatest respect. So had I but died an hour before this chance, I would have lived a blessed life. Far from this instance. I ended there.
In the report that I saw, both sides agreed there were procurement, there was a breach of the Constitution.
Yes, we never said procurement breaches.
We've never said.
I
just rephrased.
But you have to make it clear.
I just rephrased.
We never said there were procurement breaches.
There was a breach of the constitutional provision requiring this to come.
I agree. Look, you can't run away from a fact. Ajimamenu explained to us. He acted, in accord with the exigency of the time. There were high death rates. He needed to save lives. But soon thereafter, he engaged the AG. He wrote to the AG. It is not as if the parliament wrote to AG for opinion. He himself wrote to the AG and said that this is the agreement. This is what he's signing. He wants his opinion, whether he needs to come to parliament. And he told us, and he's on record, to have said that having received AG's report, advice, he was preparing a memo to parliament. He conceded.
But isn't that
and we advised. What was our advice?
What's the consequence for that?
Right. What we told, what in our report, we said, in future they have to engage they have to.
Why are you looking at the future when the man has admitted to something in the present?
No, he was talking about the exigency. And we said that since there's a health committee, he should engage them so that at least they brief parliament. Question is it a criminal offense to sin against Article 181 where there's no financial loss to the state? Our laws do not say that when you sin against Article 181 and it does not result in financial loss to the state, you must be held criminally liable.
I have 30 seconds to wrap up. So fundamental on this matter, you believe let sleeping dogs lie, no more consequence for Ajimameni?
I haven't said so. I rely on the report without more.
So what should the
I'm saying I rely on the report.
So should there be consequence?
I rely on the report. The report is what we have said together.
The report said
we recover and he's recovered. That's what the report said.
Okay.
Recover. They've recovered.